Set sail! What's up everybody? Welcome to the Life of a Board Gamer. My name is Daniel, and even though that intro was kind of a little bit of piratey, we are going to talk about a game that's really not that about pirates. It's more about colonizations, I think. As always, I'm bad at explaining what game does in a story-wise, but today we are going to talk about Endeavor, Age of Sail. That's why I said set sail. So let's get down to the table and let me show you what's inside this box. Okay, so let's unpack this beast and see what we have inside this box. Now, this is a pretty heavy box. First of all, you get some rules and exploit rulebook and main rulebook. So these are fairly easy to learn. These are some scenarios. This is some new things that comes in the box, because I am almost positive this is a reprint of an older game, and I like that it explains you where things go, so you know where to put everything in the insert, which is really nice of them to do that. And then you get this main rulebook, and as you can see, the rules are pretty simple. Lots of pretty pictures to explain you how to play the game. So yeah, you will have this thing over here. So, and it is a game trace design. So you just take the lid off and you are ready to play. So yeah, you will have throughout the game, you will have option to buy some of these buildings. All of them are come in more than one, depending which tier they are, because as the tier progresses, you have less and less buildings to pick up. And then you have these buildings. These are all different buildings, and you will just have access to 3 of these. All the beneath this one is not available for play. And each player will get in their preferred color all the components needed to play the game. So I'll just quickly remove these aside and show you. So you get this is your starting building, and you will choose on which side you want to start. Do you want to start on the side of sail and you want to set sail and conquer those things, or do you want to conquer the regular cities? And there's some extra tokens, so you can know what did you conquer and what is under your control throughout the game. And then you will get one of these player boards, and there is 5 player boards because this game goes up to 5 players. These are all the same, so I'll just show you one. And this is your main player board. So you have these 4 tracks over here. This is the main part of your board. So this one, the first track tells you which type of building can you choose from. Depending how far you go, that's how much of advanced buildings you have access to. And then how much of the population will you get? That's those tokens, wooden tokens. This is your population, how many population you get per turn, and how many of these population that you send over here, because over here you will put your buildings and you will send these workers on these buildings, but once you pay them, they will come back and release the buildings so you can activate them again. So you have to be very careful how to manage all that. And over here, this just shows you how many cards you can keep over here that will boost your economy, these things in general. And this over here just explains how the turn works and what you need to do. First you take the building, then you take your workers, then you pay your workers to remove them from the building, then you activate empty fields as you choose, and then you have to watch how many cards you can have this card, and that is that. So yeah, and all that is going on around this map. And by the way, a beautiful insert for this game, because everything fits so nicely and stays in their respective places. So yeah, you have this lovely board. It is 2-sided board. This one is for 2, 3, or 4 players, and this one is if you are playing 4 or 5 players. So there's more thing to do, but basically you will start conquering the Europe, and there's also these tracks over here that represent trade merchants, I think, or something. And once these fill up, you can attack these cities and try to conquer them, and then by connecting the cities you will get these connections, you will get some extra points. Everything that looks like this is points, so cities are usually worth 1, even there are some that worth 2 points, for example, like this one. And so yeah, you will be fighting for all these locations. There will be tokens that I will show you on each of these cities, and these tokens will give you some stuff to boost your economy, to boost your tracks. So yeah, let's continue with that. And we have cards. Let me just quickly show you cards. So these cards, these are basically cards that will go from 1 to 5, and you will keep them on these spaces here. There's one space for each of the region, and you can buy these cards, so you can also get some progress on your tracks. And as you buy them, as you go through 1, 2, 3, when you get to 5, you get like a lot of stuff, but you have to have 5 influence in that particular region, which sometimes can be really challenging. And there's some governors that you can win once the track is full. When you sail ships, when this track is full, you get whoever has the majority here, they will get the corresponding governor, which gives you like lots of great bonuses throughout the game. So you get that. You get a bunch of random tokens. I will not go through all of them. You have some cannons, because if you play some scenarios, you get these tokens. Now they are flying all over the board, even though I just mentioned how great the insert is, but it's not like super great, but everything has its own place, and I like that. I think this would not fly around if I had like deluxe version where everything goes inside here, but it really doesn't matter. So here it just explains you all the cards, what you can get on all the cards, number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yeah, this is pretty much the same thing as, nope, it explains the other type of shields, because there are more than 4 shields in this game. So you also get these over here. I think these are the new edition. I think these did not existed in the base game, and these are like scenarios that you can play that will give you some extra stuff that you can do throughout the game. And you have the very beautiful first player marker. It is like a crown. I think this one needs paint job desperately, because it would look so much better if it was painted, if you ask me. And then you get these keys, these fortress, stuff like that. These are for scenarios mostly. And now we come to these over here. These are just a regular cardboard cheats, and these cardboard cheats will be placed, you will randomly place them on the board. Now there is some preparation, but it's really not that big of preparation. You just put them over here on each of the empty spaces that you can find. Now I'm just showing you an example of it. So you will have some of them here, and once you want to attack some of the cities, or if you want to set ship sail, if you want to sail with your ship, you will just start over here, because the arrow shows you, and you will take this token and you will mark that you have 1 shield, and you will move on a shield progress track on your board 1 space. And if you attack some cities and you take, for example, this one, you will move on this building track. And that's basically that you do throughout the whole game, just moving around those tracks, attacking those cities, taking these resources. There's also these blue tokens. These are like extra actions that you can do on your turn, which sometimes can be really handy, because these people sometimes can be really hard to get by, and you really need them more than you have them. And so you get a bunch of these tokens with all these icons for the money, for shields, for buildings, for culture, for whatever. And you will see them around the board, and just throughout the game you will take these out of the board and into your score pile, so to say, and just boost your tracks. So yeah, we have these. Let's just move that aside. And then of course you get the score pad, so you can track your score and see how well you did and who is the winner of the game. And if you are like me and you are a little bit of a cheater, and I didn't do that, I did that by mistake, I cheated a little bit and I won, so I'm not kind of proud of it. And yeah, basically that's that. As I already told you, there's a bunch of tokens in here. These are just all kinds of tokens that are used for scenarios and stuff like that. So these are really nice quality cardboard. They're not thin, not thick, they're just right, if you ask me. And that's everything that comes in Endeavor Age of Sail box. Okay, so that was Endeavor Age of Sail, and even though this box is kind of biggish, it's not a small box, but you really get a lot in this game, and I mean a lot. The components are absolutely gorgeous. As always, the game tray is done a really great insert. Now, this insert that you see, because there are some empty spaces, that's because this is the insert for the deluxe Kickstarter edition, if I'm not mistaken. This is the regular retail edition. The deluxe edition has even better looking components and everything. Most of the cardboard is actually 3D miniature cannons and keys and whatnot. But yeah, the game itself, it is just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful game. It has that old feeling. I think this is a reprint of an older game. Now, I didn't investigate that pretty much, but I kind of think I read it somewhere, so I'll go that it's a reprint. If it's not, then I'm a hack. But I think it is. I'm most 100%, 99% certain this is a reprint of an older game, and it has that feel. It has that feel of an older game where it is pretty simple in rules. There's really few things that you can do, but there is so much strategy of what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it. It is just wonderful. That main board, not main board, the board that you have in front of yourself, working those 4 tracks for buildings, for population, to return your workers, to pay for them, and how many cards can you keep in your tableau. It is really nice to find and try balance between these. Now you can push one of these and kind of not worry much about all the others, but you really want to keep them all going together because that's the most efficient way to do it. But yeah, keeping all that working like a nicely oiled machine, it is really interesting. It is different and kind of it's not unique, but it gives you really nice feeling when you get the things going on, for yourself at least. If somebody messes with your plan, then you will not be happy. But when you have that thing going on, when you know, okay, I will do this and I will do that, I will then push this up, and you have a few different ways how you can get some of these tracks going forward, which is awesome, because if one plan fails, you can always try and do another one. And always that race who will get those buildings, because on the start of each turn you will pick one new building for your tableau. I'm constantly saying tableau. You will pick one of those buildings, and depending how far you are on a track, you can get better buildings, not more better buildings that give you more options. They give you 2 options with only 1 token, and that is just something that I find super interesting. The main board and how it works, what you need to do to make stuff happen, I cannot go much into details because I'm bad at explaining the rules, at least in English. In Croatian, I'm so. But yeah, so you have to work that main board in your advantage, and when you are sailing and you are trying to trade with all the different parts on the map, with all the different countries, continents, uh, I don't know, everything works so nice, and it is yet so simple in design. It just gives off that feeling of an older games, like these I'm forgetting the names, Tikal, Mexica, Cusco, all those games that just have simple actions, really easy to understand, but they pack so much strategy in it. It is just fun. So, Endeavor Age of Sail is a game that I would wholeheartedly, I will stick by that word, even though I don't think that's correct word, but whatever. I think it's a game you should check out. Endeavor Age of Sail, it is really interesting game. If you can get your hands on the deluxe edition, you will love it even more. But it's really just minor things, but they just work really nice. The deluxe edition has those double airboards, so the tokens will not slide. Even though if you are careful and not messing around, there's really a little chance that tokens will slide all around the place. But yeah, if you like these types of games that kind of have that old feeling, this old design feeling, I don't know how to explain it, but you probably know what I'm talking about. So if you like these type of games, and if you like colonizations, I think you are colonizing them or something like that. I'm really bad at knowing what and how the story works in the games. But yeah, if you like these types of games, definitely check this one out, because I think it's a great game. Not great, excellent game. So yeah, definitely check the Endeavor Age of Sails. And yeah, that was it. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for spending time with me. Always pleasure spending some time with you. And until next time. Pozdrav. Right off the bat, this is a phenomenal. This game packs so much in this box that it's not small. Why would I say it's a small box and packs a lot? Mantra of the day. Think before you speak. This video was brought to you by philibertnet.com, the game in all its states.